Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the fan club. This is our Power Rangers top 10 villains. Okay, folks, where do I even start, man? These villains over the years have tested these Rangers many times. Some have defeated them, some have turned good, some have been destroyed. And we are going to count down the top 10 mightiest villains there are. Now, when I really sat down and wanted to make this list, I really had to have a criteria or some accolades of really what it meant to be a top 10 villain. So this is what we got. You have to be in at least more than one episode. You have to mean something to the timeline, okay? Give something, be different, okay? Also, you just got to destroy and be strong and be on top shelf destruction, okay? When I'm looking for my villains, I'm looking for someone that's bad and that really tests the Rangers, okay? So without no further ado, we want to present you guys the top 10 ultimate villains. Make sure you check out my last video, top 10 Power Rangers all time. I think you'll like it. So let's get right into it, folks. Yeah. Okay, at number 10, we have VENJIX from RPM. So he is a deadly computer virus that turned on humanity. It was actually created by Dr. K, and she was caught before she could activate the firewall to contain the virus. Now, VENJIX is actually a super cool character because it's very realistic. Now, this version that you're watching is his full monster form, but about 90% of the show, he's literally just this little, like, computer-looking thing with this light. And this is very realistic because we all know damn well how many computer viruses people get all of the time. People's computers crashing, and even just back in the day, the Xbox 360 Ring of Death always scared people. So this character was really believable, and I loved how he basically took over the whole world. This virus was able to get into the satellites, into the defense systems, into everyone's basic accounts, from bank accounts to security to anything. The dude took over the world, and the only place that was saved was the lost city of Corinth. So yes, this villain had to make the list. He's a virus. He does end up getting defeated by the Rangers like a lot of these guys do, but this guy is one of the coolest that I have ever seen the Power Rangers put out on a very underrated season with RPM. If you have not seen RPM, go check that out. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So let's get into the next one. Okay, coming in at number 9, we have Divatox from Power Rangers Turbo. She is one of my favorites. This intergalactic pirate queen is very greedy. She has a submarine-like base called the Subcraft. A lot of people did not know this, but she is the sister of Demetria. If you do not know who Demetria is, she is the mentor in Power Rangers Turbo that ends up helping and guiding the Rangers while Zordon goes on a leave. She is daughter of Mama D and the Sea Hag. She destroyed the Turbo Rangers in just quite a really cool fashion. She had them running to space. Like, I ain't never seen no Power Rangers be that scared in our lives. She literally drove them out of this earth. You know, she gets a lot of slack for being just this role-playing, funny pirate, but she actually is pretty BA when it comes down to it, and things need to get done. Yeah, she's pretty and loud, but I like her. She gets the job done. Let's go. In at number 8 is MESOGOG. Man, MESOGOG is a bad man. He's from Dino Thunder. His real alias, it was super cool about this, is Anton Mercer. he had a scientific breakthrough gone wrong, and he basically turned into part dinosaur, and he plans to turn Earth into dinosaurs. He is the father of Trent Fernandez, adopted father, I should say, the White Dino Thunder, and it was just a really crazy season with this whole father-son, like son's a Power Ranger, dad's the main villain. Trent doesn't really want to tell anybody because he's loyal to his dad still, even though he knows he's MESOGOG. It is a very good story on how you're torn. You love your kid, you don't want nothing to happen to him, but also I'm trying to get done what I need done. Let's get to the next one. Moving on to the creepy Emperor Grumm from S.P.D. See, Grumm is very special. He is a leader of the Trubrians. He just runs around destroying planets, and he destroyed planet Sirius, home of Doggy Kruger, which you could tell the whole season Doggy just wants to get his hands on some Grumm. He's just trying to be about that life on Phonem's grave. He's coming for some Grumm. Like, it was one of the best things to actually see these two fight in the end, because you knew Doggy wanted it the whole time. In 2025, he launches an assault on Earth and basically makes Doggy Kruger make a decision and upgrade these B Squad team Power Rangers to A Squad Power Rangers, and they have to start fighting Grumm because Grumm takes out the A team, and it's lit, man. Grumm is a really good villain. He's dirty, he's nasty, he's just walking bones. This guy is nuts. If you have not seen S.P.D, go see S.P.D. Grumm is a really good villain, and I want you guys to go check him out. Let's move on to the next one. 6, we have the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space. These are some of my favorite villains of all time. One, because it was short and sweet, that they didn't go overboard with them. They had them in 5 episodes. They got defeated, and then they brought them back for a couple episodes and Lost Galaxy. We'll get into that in a second. They were created by Astronama. They're crazy carbon copies of the In Space Rangers, but like I said, way more crazier. They were finally destroyed in Lost Galaxy, but not before they took out the Pink Galaxy Ranger. I love everything about the Psycho Rangers, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers tried to do this copycat thing, but these were way more scarier. They were way more BA. They could fight. It was legit. The Psycho Rangers were insane. The Power Rangers ended up finding a way to defeat the Psycho Rangers, but I never forget being a kid, turning on Saturday morning cartoons and saying, who are these guys beating up the Power Rangers? It was almost as lit when I saw an evil Green Ranger jumping in the Megazord. It was like that, guys. So what do you guys think about that? Let's get into the next one. Okay, folks, at number 5, I have TRAKEENA from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. She is one of my favorites. This little evil princess is the daughter of Scorpius. So if you guys don't know her story a little bit, at the beginning of the show, you can tell she's part insect, part human. She loves her human beauty, and she doesn't want to change into her full powerful insect mode like her father. But later on through time, she meets a character named VENJIX, and he teaches her how to be a very skilled fighter with swords, kicks, everything. Halfway through, she is a beast already. Then her dad dies, and she vows to her dad that she is going to take over, and she is going to destroy the Power Rangers. Okay, so this girl goes crazy, and she launches a full-on attack with suicide bombers. This was pre 9/11 era, so you know that it's not going to happen these days. But it was crazy. She has suicide bombers blow up the Astro Mega ship. And she has a showdown in the end in full insect mode against Leo. Leo ends up destroying her but almost kills himself, and that was crazy. It was one of the best season finales I've ever seen. And then she comes back in a crazy looking monster form in Lightspeed Rescue. Insane. Go check it out. You will not be disappointed. Let's get to the next one. Okay, we are coming in at number 4 with Astronama from Power Rangers In Space. She's one of my favorite characters. This is Corone, okay? Her name is Corone. She's sister of Andros, the Red In Space Ranger. When she was just a little girl, she was kidnapped by Darkonda on KO-35. She's also trained by Darkonda, and she's in love with Zane, the Silver Ranger. Now, there was a point when she was starting to have feelings for Zane, starting to realize that Andros is really her brother, when she's brainwashed with a cybernetic chip in her brain, basically brainwashing her and making her more evil. She ended up at the end of the season turning good, and then in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, she becomes the Pink Ranger. When the former Pink Ranger in the show ended up dying, she came in for the second half of the season and was the Pink Lost Galaxy Ranger. One of my favorite characters because I loved her story and her journey from being something so evil to being a Pink Ranger herself. I love it. I think it's awesome. And let's get to the next one. Alright folks, coming in at number 3, we have the OG, the original gangster, Rita Repulsa. I absolutely love this character. I know some people have her a little bit later ranked or not on the list at all. I just couldn't do it to the OG. Rita Repulsa is a sorceress bent on intergalactic domination. Sweet as simple, folks. She just wants to rule every single planet. And her backstory is really cool. Rita was defeated by Zordon of Eltar and his Power Rangers at the time, and she was imprisoned in a space dumpster. I know she was real mad. She was in a dumpster for all those years. She had some of the coolest villains around her. She created the evil Green Ranger. She had Goldar, Finster, ended up marrying Zed. Just OG, and we had to mention her. But let's get into the next one. Okay, folks, we're almost there. Number 2, Ransik from Power Rangers Time Force. You know I had to throw this guy in here. One of the greatest villains of all time. He is a criminal mutant of year 3000. He was a chemical accident, and he was shunned by society because he looked so weird. He founded a criminal empire, and his whole thing is he wants to go back in time before Time Force was assembled, and he does that successfully. He hates humans, he hates Time Force, he wants to destroy it all, he wants everyone to be a mutant. But deep down, you can tell he's not a bad guy. He was made this way from how others treated him. And towards the end, he does become human. It is very cool. Now let's move to the next one. Okay, folks. Number 1, Lord Zed, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This guy is one of the darkest, scariest looking villains of all time. It does not matter what show it is. Just the looks are enough to scare you a little bit. And first of all, I just have to give a big round of applause for Robert Axelrod and Edwin Neal for doing the voice work on Zed for all these years, because I loved the dark tone in his voice, and it was just amazing. I knew that character was going to be good look-wise, but the voice actors really conveyed a great story and great villain, great bad guy through Zed. So I just had to shout out the voice actors for that. This guy was the first American-made villain for Power Rangers. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, they designed him just for America. He has a son named Thrax, who actually appears in Once a Ranger, the 15th anniversary Operation Overdrive, I believe. In my opinion, he's the greatest villain of all time. They had to tone down Zed in a lot of his plots later on in the show because his dark and scary tone was upsetting parents and children. That's a first, you know, like Power Rangers was always kind of trying to have to tone down because they were trying to, you know, have crazy, scary monsters fight kids. But this was some next level stuff. Lord Zed comes out looking like Freddy Krueger with metal in his veins, pretty much. And it was frightening. I love the character. Let me know what you guys think of this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you here next time on the Fan Club. Peace.